Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I just want to let you know it's 4:15 in the afternoon. This is on a Wednesday. But the thing that's funny is I've already been to Mexico and back, and today. And when I was driving, I was by myself. And when I was driving, it's downhill going there. And windy roads. I'm sorry I don't make videos on it. I've got some, but when I have them, I have people with me. When I'm by myself, I have total focus on the road. And but the reason I'm even mentioning all this is it dawned on me, like I say, it's 4:15 in the afternoon. I left this morning just before 8 o'clock. And the thing is, it's almost a 4-hour drive, almost. To go, and I went to Sam's to go shopping, and we don't have a Sam's in Guatemala, so I went to Mexico. The funny thing is my card was expired. I did all my shopping, I got everything. When I went to check out, they told me my card wasn't any good, so I just came back. So I didn't get anything. But the thing is, and then when it's from here to Sam's, it is an over 4-hour drive. And the reason is we've got to cross the border, and it takes time to cross the border, and then you got to go into Tapachula is where I went. You go into Tapachula and do the shopping anyway to Sam's, and I say it takes over 4 hours just to do that. And it's funny because I did it in a little over 8 hours, and came back, and I came back uphill, and a lot of the trip was at 20 miles an hour. But the reason I'm mentioning this is I am a travel companion, and I had somebody one time ask me, well, what does it take to be a travel companion? It takes a lot. And one of the skills that you need is driving. And it didn't dawn on me until today, because I was by myself, and there's no laws down here, traffic laws. You can go, everybody goes as fast as they want, they can drive as crazy, as stupid as they want. It doesn't make any difference at all. Just remember, you are taking personal responsibility over your actions. In other words, you wreck, you pay for everybody. Whoever's responsible, nobody's got insurance down here. So whoever's responsible for the wreck pays for everything, and pays for all the repairs, people going to the hospital. You have to pay for everything. And most people don't have any money. So it's kind of like a circus when you drive. I've tried to make videos on the driving, but you know, you'll wait for a long time, and then all of a sudden something crazy will happen. And I talk about each curve. You go around the curve, you don't know what's going on around each curve. So it's really scary. But it dawned on me my driving abilities, and I thought, well, because when I went down there, like I say, I was hauling. I was practicing is what I was doing. Now the thing is, I know they've got movies on people that do driving and stuff like that, and they've got real fancy cars, and it's a movie, so everything is set up. Okay, my driving is reality. I am driving under whatever conditions I happen to be in, and I'm driving whatever kind of vehicle I happen to be driving. And now I'm driving a 95 Toyota Camry. It's an automatic 4-cylinder, so it's not real quick. But today I ran it on maximum, and most cars I can drive to their limits. I push them maximum. I can't say the same on motorcycles. Motorcycles, and I used to race motorcycles. So, and I say I drove with my dog all through Central America and North America, and but when it comes to maxing out on a motorcycle, there's some motorcycles I can't max out. I can't run them at their peak. But most cars I can run at their maximum. Trying to find the roads that I can run them on their maximum is another story. But the reason I'm mentioning that is one of the reasons that people hire me as a travel companion is I drive whenever somebody's got me hired. And the reason I'm driving is I can make their car do things that they didn't realize their car was capable of doing. Just like my Toyota Camry. My Toyota Camry was doing things people don't think a Toyota Camry is capable of doing. The tires were screeching a lot. I was moving. I was really moving. And it's not like in the way of speed. We have the speed bumps, a lot of speed bumps. I know how to get over speed bumps rapidly. And I know how to get through traffic. Somebody once told me I went skiing, the first time I went skiing, and it was kind of scary because you're going down and somebody's right there in your way and you go right straight towards them. And they told me that there's no problem with that, because by the time you get to where they're at, they won't be there anymore. Okay, I wish I could say that's the logic I use when I drive, but I can't, because a lot of times people will stop, and so you have to get around them. And road conditions, ditches, speed bumps, traffic, there's a lot of things you got to deal with. And like I say, so I dealt with all of them. I did really good. Now I was thinking, now how, and for one thing, I realized I drive different than most people. I don't even think a race car driver could drive the way I do, because like I say, they're looking under street conditions. Me, I drive under any condition, and most anything. Now just within the last 15 years, I say I've drove motorcycles, all kinds of motorcycles, all kinds of cars, pickups. Drove a big box truck, kind of like the big U-Hauls. I drove that from I think it was Colorado. Drove from Colorado down here. So let me see what else. Tractors. Now, just within the last 15 years. Now, before that, I've driven semis, tractors like backhoes and bulldozers. I can pretty much drive anything. Let's see, I haven't rode a camel, but I say I can ride a mule, a horse, ostrich, donkey. I think I can ride most anything like that. No camel, but a lot of the stuff I can ride. So I've got practice in a lot of stuff, and so in other words, when I get behind the wheel, and it doesn't make any difference, you know, I can be driving a fancy sports car down here, or like I say, some old junk like I'm driving now, I can get the maximum out of it. Normally, I don't. Normally, I only do it under life and death conditions. In other words, if we're being assaulted some way or another. Like I mentioned before, when I was with the girl, I made a video, John Wayne, I'm John Wayne, the hero, or something like that. But anyway, that's a good example. A car was following me. I don't let anybody follow me. And a car was following me. And so I got away from it. I didn't really get away from it, but I got some distance between us. And then a car in front of me stopped us. And I was able to stop and get out of the car and do what I was going to do. And they stopped me, and they got their doors open, but they weren't able to do what they wanted to do. In other words, it was going to be, at the minimum, a carjacking. I don't know why anybody would want a 95 Toyota Camry. Even down here, they're no good. They're too big. A Corolla, yes, but a Camry, they don't want it. And an old one, they don't want it. So it was either carjacking or an assassination attempt, whatever. And and the thing was, I had to handle the car in that situation. Handling a car is nothing like you see on the movies. And like I say, I've had people ride with me when I drive calmly. In the United States, it's no big deal. The roads are big and open. Down here, it's not. And I've had people ride with me calmly, and they mention that I drive different. I have to watch myself a lot down here, because the people I'm with, I could scare them really bad if I wanted to, but I don't. That's not what I do. But like I say, I know how cars handle, and I drive them to a max. So the reason I said this is one thing you do need to be a travel companion. And I don't suggest people do it, but knowing how to handle different vehicles is very important. Even my children, my kids were driving when they were sitting on my lap. They couldn't even reach the pedals. But they were driving, and then, like I say, I had them drive different vehicles when they were really young. I say we didn't really live on a farm, but we had a ranch, and I had them driving whatever kind of stuff we had. So, and I had them helping the neighbors driving stuff. So it's something you want to keep in mind. Driving is a skill, and you don't need fancy cars to do it. It's knowing how to drive it with the air brakes. Oh, I got the school bus, I forgot. And but it's good to get an opportunity to drive something, drive it. Get the experience. You'll need it, and it's valuable. Valuable experience, gives you confidence, and you learn more how vehicles operate. Like I say, I see a vehicle in my way, I know what that vehicle is capable of doing, so I can maneuver around it. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.